Good morning. I'd like to invite you all to stand as the Des Moines University Choir sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ground once we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You can all be seated. Good morning. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to help with the 2022 Des Moines University Military Commissioning and Promotion Ceremony. As a colon and rectal surgeon and an associate dean, I can only begin to understand the magnitude of accomplishments achieved by these fine young men and women. The past 4 years have offered unprecedented challenges, and these extraordinary military physicians prevailed. They looked adversity directly in the eye and dealt with extraordinary circumstances related to a pandemic while simultaneously learning medicine and keeping up with all of their military requirements. The level of personal sacrifice to achieve these accomplishments, as well as sacrifices to significant others, spouses, children, classmates, family members, and friends, simply cannot be measured. The quality of the residency matches for each of our graduates is simply outstanding. The camaraderie and mentorship displayed by these men and women towards future classes of our DO students here at Des Moines University, and the kindness and patience they displayed towards me as someone who helps them along with the match process has been fantastic. Today, you join an ultra-elite ex-position military members, and we honor you and your accomplishments in the ceremony separate from your medical school graduation tomorrow. Many of you have accomplished multiple awards and honors, and those will be presented later today in the fourth-year Dean's Honors and Awards ceremony. But this ceremony is to highlight your incredible achievements as military physicians. Military is a team. Individual accomplishments are not highlighted to signify the one team, one mission. The graduates may be a little surprised that I'm at a loss for words. Between weekly open office hours and talks to your class and lectures and guidance, I talk a lot. I probably talk too much. But today I remain in awe of you, our military physicians, and I have the utmost respect for each of you. I actually had to look to others to help me find proper words to convey my extreme gratitude for your sacrifices. This is short, don't worry. So on May 16, 1987, Ronald Reagan addressed the Uniformed Services Health Sciences medical students at graduation, and he quoted the British poet Robert Louis Stevenson. There are people and classes of people that stand out. The soldier, the airman, the sailor, not frequently, and the physician, almost always as a rule. Well, today, you become both, soldier, sailor, or airman, and physician. Today, you enter one of the oldest and most honored ranks in the service of America's freedom. The Des Moines University military class of 2022 is now poised and ready. They are well prepared for the next phases of their careers in support of our military service members and their families. We are extremely proud of our DMU class of 22 military physician graduates. Today we celebrate you and all that you have accomplished. Thank you for your commitment to medicine and your commitment to the military. At this time, if we have anybody with us as part of the executive leadership or a part of the board of trustees here at Des Moines University, can you make yourself known?
Dr. Helm,
Dr.
I'm
Helm,
the Dean of the
our
College
Dean.
of Osteopathics.
And next, we would like to recognize any Des Moines University alumni and veterans. Next, we're going to play just a very short video highlighting military physicians.
On the battlefield, every second counts.
Need more people for Literary!
Here is where the military health system comes together to make the difference between life and death. This is where military medicine begins. In a single decade from some of the most austere places on earth, we have built a lifeline that stretches thousands of miles. A lifeline that moves ill and injured service members from the point of injury to combat hospitals en route back home to the United States. Every step of the way, we deliver critical care. This remarkable health system of Army, Navy, and Air Force medical personnel cares for soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and all who come in harm's way.
What we're doing today is digital subtraction angiography to evaluate the blood supply.
It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive, and produced the highest survival rates in the history of warfare. But this is just one part of the military health system. The military health system is also a health delivery system. 57 hospitals, over 400 clinics around the globe. More than 9 million Americans who are military members, their families, and retirees count on us, and we deliver. Each year, over 50,000 babies, over 50 million prescriptions filled, rehabilitation, recovery. The military health system is also a medical education system. Each year, the Uniformed Services University produces over 300 military physicians and specialized medical leaders. And our medical education and training campus turns out over 26,000 medical enlisted personnel from every branch of service. We're also an integrated healthcare plan with a global network of care. We partner with civilian doctors and hospitals to deliver the promise we make to those who serve and their families. The military health system is also a public health system. Our military medical labs around the world conduct surveillance to detect and stop the spread of disease and to ensure the safety of the environment. The military health system is a national leader in medical research, collaborating with science and academia, bringing life-saving products to the battlefield and to every American.
Eyes blink, pupils dilate.
Simulated patients, life-saving blood clotting products, mind-controlled prosthetics, new vaccines, laboratory-grown skin, arm transplants.
It's like I went back 4 years and I'm me again.
Our research improves health, speeds recovery, transforms the practice of medicine.
The massive earthquake and tsunami that rocked Japan.
And we are a global force for good, responding to disasters and humanitarian crises whenever we are called, and building capabilities in our partner nations, floating hospitals, medical supplies, transport. It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive. We're like no other health system in the world, and we're increasing our engagement with federal health partners, including the Department of Veterans Affairs, bringing Army, Navy, and Air Force medical capabilities together. This remarkable system exists for a primary mission, to ensure every service member, whether active or reserve, is ready. A system focused on health more than health care. A medical force ready to respond, ready to repair both the visible and the invisible wounds of war. A unifying mission, personal courage, and selfless sacrifice. Integrated care, world-class results. It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive. We even make house calls, anywhere, anytime, like no one else. This is the military health system.
Okay. Next, I'm going to introduce Dr. Pj Schnartz. You know him as your Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs. But he's also a retired colonel in the U.S. Army, 23 years in service, member of the 101st Airborne, member of the 82nd Airborne, and the 25th Infantry. He received a Bronze Star and a Meritorious Service Medal in Afghanistan. He served 4 tours in Afghanistan and 2 tours in Iraq. He's a trauma and critical care surgeon. He's a colleague and a friend, and I invite him to come up to help lead you in the oath.
Congratulations to mostly the families who have supported our young physicians and the young physicians themselves. A commissioned officer must administer the oath of office to newly confirmed physicians at their new rank and swear them to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. As such, each newly commissioned physician officer becomes an agent of the executive branch of government, appointed by the President of the United States. The pinning of the rank is a visible sign of this appointment and of your commitment for both service as a health professional and to serve your country. Please maintain proper decorum and respect as we proceed with the ceremony.
Next, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Grady Carter. He is class of 1972 alumni. He went on to do his anesthesia internship in the Air Force at Wilford Hall in San Antonio. Thereafter, he became a general medical officer in the Air Force and ultimately completed his anesthesia residency at the University of Alabama. He's been a bit of a trailblazer. He's had a lot of firsts as a DO in anesthesia at Alabama, in the Air Force hyperbaric chambers, in the state of Texas where he practiced. And it is an honor and privilege to have him come up and assist with the pinning. We will now be introducing each of our military graduates individually and having family members come up and help assist with the pinning. We'll start with the United States Army. Captain Sean Rogers. He's matched into family medicine at Woolmark Army Medical Center in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And he is being pinned today by his spouse, Jackie Rogers. Congratulations. Next, Captain Molly Cunard, U.S. Army. She matched into ophthalmology at Madigan Army Medical Center in Lakewood, Washington. Congratulations. She is being pinned by Dr. Robert Cunard, her father, Lieutenant Commander in the U.S. Navy. Next, we will invite up members of the U.S. Air Force for individual acknowledgement and pinning. First, Captain Joseph Hegedus, matched into emergency medicine, San Antonio Military Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. And he is being pinned today by his brother, Jack Hegedus, Air Force ROTC. Captain Richard Powell, U.S. Air Force, matched emergency medicine at Kent Hospital in Warwick, Rhode Island. He's being pinned by his mother, Lane Powell. Captain Tanner Pulsifer, U.S. Air Force. Family Medicine Residency, Nellis Air Force Base, Las Vegas, Nevada. He is being pinned by his spouse, Marissa Pulsifer. We could have the members of the Air Force return to the stage for their oath.
I, Pj,
I, Pj Schnartz,
having been appointed an officer
having been appointed an officer
in the Air Force of the United States
in the Air Force of the United States,
and grade of captain,
in the grade of captain,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Next, we'll introduce the United States Navy graduates. Lieutenant Alexis Cross, U.S. Navy. Matched into psychiatry at Walter Reed National Military Center in Bethesda, Maryland. She is being pinned today by her grandfather and a retired physician, Dr. Robert Zink. Lieutenant Mark Hedinger, U.S. Navy, Emergency Medicine, Naval Medical Center, San Diego, California. He is being pinned by James Tetchmeyer Hedinger, spouse. Lieutenant Austin James, U.S. Navy, matched into general surgery at Naval Medical Center in Portsmouth, Virginia. He's being pinned by Michaela Seymour, spouse and fourth-year podiatry student, as well as Alan James, grandfather. We invite the members of the Navy to come up and take the oath.
I state your name.
I, Mark Edgar,
Having been appointed an officer
have been appointed an officer
in the Navy of the United States,
in the Navy of the United States,
as a grade lieutenant,
a grade lieutenant.
I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
I do solemnly swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
May I please have any current or past military members stand? Attention to orders. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional abilities of these officers who have willingly responded to the call of duty. In view of these qualities and the officer's demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, the officer is therefore promoted to their new rank effective today, 26 May 2022, by the order of the Secretary of their respective services. You may be seated. General George Patton once said, "It is a proud privilege to be a soldier, a good soldier with discipline, self-respect, pride in unit and in country, and a high sense of duty and obligation to comrades and to your superiors, and a self-confidence born of demonstrated ability." But I believe there's a higher privilege, the privilege to take care of those fellow comrades and soldiers, sailors, airmen, to treat and heal both them and the enemy with the same compassion and respect owing to human dignity, to bring them back to their wives, husbands, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. A military physician is an amalgamation of two of the highest callings, military service and the practice of medicine. Go forth, serve your country, serve your brothers and your sisters in arms, and serve humankind by alleviating their suffering. May God grant you safety, security, and wisdom in both of those missions. Congratulations. Dismissed.